Well, as COVID cases rise, Governor Dan McKee says a statewide mask mandate is not out of the question.
During his weekly media availability, the governor said he would only consider a mask mandate if the rate of cases and hospitalizations spiked significantly.
The governor once again urged people to get vaccinated, especially now that the FDA has given full approval to the Pfizer vaccine.
We wanted to know if a vaccine mandate for state workers is on the horizon, similar to what's been enacted in Massachusetts. 12 News reporter Anita Buffoni joins us now live from Providence with what the governor had to say today. Anita?
Well, Mike and Shannon, negotiations are underway with state workers over a possible mandate, and with FDA approval of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine, Governor Dan McKee says that's a good thing for those talks. With FDA approval of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine comes the possibility of more mandates among employees, and that includes on a state level. For weeks, Governor Dan McKee has been in talks with state workers about a vaccine mandate, but no decision has been announced.
The FDA does help, and I think it's going to help with many of the businesses. I think that's going to be a real important thing for us as we strive to get 90% of the people vaccinated in the state of Rhode Island.
State healthcare workers are now being required to get the vaccine, something that has gotten pushback. A group holding a rally against the move last week. Governor Dan McKee is confident negotiations with state workers and unions will come up with a plan for a vaccine policy.
You're going to have people who have difference of opinion, but I think they're going to find a central strategy here that's going to work.
The governor pointing to colleges and universities who imposed their own vaccine requirement as a strategy that's been effective at helping limit the spread of COVID-19.
And we know that as more and more people do that, like the universities did, that the state of Rhode Island is safer and the families in the state of Rhode Island are safer.
Now, last week, Governor Dan McKee said that there will likely be a vaccination policy in place for state workers, but nothing has been announced officially. We could get more information on that at this week's COVID-19 briefing on Thursday. For now, live in Providence, I'm Anita Buffoni, 12 News.
An update now on evacuation efforts amid the Taliban takeover in Afghanistan. President Biden says he wants to stick to the timetable of finishing the withdrawal by next Tuesday. But he's asked the Pentagon and the State Department for contingency plans if more time is needed.
Meanwhile, Governor McKee says Rhode Island is willing to accept Afghan refugees. 12 News reporter Anita Buffoni picks up our coverage live in Providence with what the governor is planning. Anita?
Well, Mike and Shannon, Afghan refugees who are looking to seek safety are welcome in Rhode Island. That's the message Governor Dan McKee had for President Joe Biden. Now, take a look at this. Earlier today, the governor sent the president a letter saying that they are welcome to take refugees to Rhode Island. Now, we don't know if any refugees have already expressed interest in coming here, but the governor said the National Guard is on standby to help transport the refugees once they are in the country, and they are looking to stay in the Ocean State. Now, state resources will help house and even find work for those refugees, but those details won't be ironed out until the governor knows if and how many refugees will be coming here. This is what the governor had to say a little while ago.
And we have heard from businesses that they would employ individuals if in fact they ended up in Rhode Island. And the housing issue, we really haven't addressed that. I think you need to know the scope of the work, the scope of the numbers before you can get into that. We're not going to accept anything that we can't handle.
Now, Rhode Island is no stranger to welcoming refugees, Syrian refugees settled here in 2016. In Providence, I'm Anita Buffoni, 12 News.